Ashley.
And I'm Jackie.
And welcome to the first episode of Red Rum and Rosé.
Today we're drinking FitVine Pinot Noir. We crush grapes and you crush life.
Today we are covering a great topic because I like to go on Tinder dates. And these stories today they have scarred me. I have deleted my app yet once again.
For the 18th time.
Yeah, you know. I get lonely. I need someone to hold me.
I mean, they're super convenient, right? You recently went on a super fun, safe date, right?
Yeah, I thought this guy was, amazing. He was, a fireman, and he was being such a gentleman, opened my car door.
And let's just add that Ashley went all the way to Woodside, did not say exactly where she was.
And then at the end of the night, we're in his truck, and he just asks to whip his dick out in front of me.
So awkward.
I think that I should get a taser.
And they were just sitting in front of a restaurant, and he just started feeling her up and stuff. So
people are fucking creeps, apparently.
So, ladies, protect yourself, because not everybody gets to come home, unfortunately, after an unknown Tinder date. So that is our topic today.
Woohoo.
People who do not come home after Tinder dates.
Yeah.
So maybe you can protect yourself. So I'm talking about a 24-year-old girl named Sydnee Loofe, and she went missing on November 14th of 2017 after a Tinder date with Bailey Boswell, and she wasn't seen again until her body was found on December 4th of the same year. So she was raised in Nebraska with her parents, along with her siblings, and she was a tomboy, and she could outfish anybody in her family and was super athletic. She did have anxiety and depression, but she's described as a beautiful and kind-hearted person. She was so nice that she saw a younger coworker who was struggling and had him live with her for a little bit and helped him get on his feet, helped him with hygiene, helped him learn how to save money. So all in all, she was a super kind-hearted person, and everybody really loved her. So when she matched with Bailey, she was super, super excited. She even took Snapchat pictures of herself getting ready. And they had been talking for 4 days back and forth, and had exchanged over 140 messages in those days. So obviously she was really excited. She really wanted to meet she was meeting a girl.
Get it right, okay? Gosh, we are in the 21st century.
So their first date seemed to go well, the next day she went to work, but they had a second date that evening, and they ended up going to Bailey's house, and from there, what happened is unclear. But when Sydnee didn't show up for work the next day or call her family or friends, they were obviously worried, and this triggered a massive search that even included the FBI.
Jeez.
So they quickly zoned in on Bailey and her roommate, who was a 52-year-old man named Aubrey Trail.
Oh, what an awkward name for a man, Aubrey.
And I think Bailey was in her 20s also, and she's living with a 52-year-old
That's
dude.
a little weird.
She wasn't just, the last person to see Sydnee. Sydnee's phone pinged near Aubrey and Bailey's house. But when they talked to Bailey, she insisted that the last time she saw Sydnee, she was safe and sound. They had driven around Lincoln, gotten to know each other, went to a casino, then went to Bailey's home. But then Sydnee left and was heading to a friend's house. They actually went on the offensive, Bailey and Aubrey, and started posting Facebook videos on the Find Sydnee Facebook page saying that this is our side, and we're being chased down like dogs by the FBI.
Okay, you know something's up when someone's doing that, though. I feel like if you don't have anything to do with it, you're just going to keep your mouth shut and, just not post stuff like that. I feel like that's a huge red flag.
And it was Aubrey. He had, a hood on with, sunglasses and is sitting in the car, recording and posting these on her Facebook page.
Oh, Lord.
So they ended up deleting them. So obviously police weren't swayed by that to think that, oh no, just because you post videos, you're totally fine. They obviously claimed that they weren't guilty, but the morning after Bailey and Sydnee's first date, and just hours before Sydnee had disappeared, Aubrey and Bailey were seen purchasing tools at a home improvement store, and authorities believe that they used this later to dismember and dispose of her body.
Ooh.
in a rural field. So, can you imagine? She goes on a date with this girl, and then the next morning they're buying tools. So, probably scouting. The night of her disappearance, her cell phone pinged at 8:31 p.m. near Wilbur, where Bailey and Aubrey lived. And 3 days after her disappearance, the landlord reported a strong smell of bleach coming from their home. Uh-oh. And a forensic sweep showed that there were marks on the walls of being scrubbed down to, wipe them clean. But on November 30th, Aubrey ended up telling reporters that he had accidentally killed Sydnee through erotic asphyxiation.
But
gone too far.
Okay, but they had to use bleach, so I'm guessing, did they cut her body up in the house? Is that what's going on with the whole bleach thing? Because if he just strangled her, then why would they need to do any of that?
Well, he did say that 2 other women were there, and he didn't call police because he thought that they wouldn't believe him, and that Bailey didn't help kill Sydnee, but helped get rid of Sydnee's body. So maybe they dismembered her inside the house before putting her in the field, but I wasn't able to find that info when I was looking it up. And then on December 4th and 5th, Sydnee's body was found 60 miles from their home, dismembered and spread in a rural area.
Jeez.
They do have a trial set, so Aubrey's is really soon. It's June 17th, and Bailey's is October 15th. And authorities think that they had been wanting to kill somebody for months before they even met Sydnee, and they're considering the death penalty, but they're not sure yet. The motive is still not entirely known. Her family thinks that maybe human trafficking could have been involved, but the town has kind of spread thoughts about a ritualistic slaying. So we don't know why, but I didn't know about this story until I decided to look stuff up, given your dating on Tinder.
You don't expect, though, a girl to, when she goes and dates another girl, the second date or whatnot, let me go over to your house and just have a threesome with this 50-something-year-old guy or whatever.
Yeah, but I don't think that she told her, we're going to go have a threesome. She was probably just let's go hang out at my house and we can, Netflix and chill, or just chill, hang out, and then all of a sudden there's this creepy 52-year-old there, and now she's stuck. She was a small girl. She was a very petite girl. She was athletic, yeah, but, I don't foresee the smaller girl like that overpowering a 52-year-old man, and he was, a bigger dude, too.
That's so scary. I don't know what the hell I would do.
So I'll probably keep an eye on the trial now, because now I know about the story.
Yeah, I never even heard of that.
Yeah.
That's pretty recent.
It is.
Oh, yeah.
Yep. And so there's one lesson for you to not go on a date again like that.
And at least you always have my location. We track each other's location all the time.
Which I must say is very smart.
It is very smart.
And it's not creepy at all.
No. You're my best friend. Okay?
Don't share your location with everybody, but especially if you are single and going out on dates, make sure 1 or 2 friends has your location, especially if you have an iPhone. It's so easy. And you can check all the time just to make sure they're okay. And if you don't hear from them, you can quickly check to make sure they made it home. Yeah.
It's very convenient. Also, if I'm coming over here and I'm like, where the hell are you? I just look up where you are. And I'm like, oh, great, it's going to be 15 more minutes. Awesome. So, my research for my little case is dealing more or so around a guy who committed some crimes, and this happened last year, 2018. His name's Danueal Drayton. I hope I'm saying his first name right. It's kind of weird spelling, but he grew up in Hamden in a foster family, and he was in New York pretty much, and everyone said that he was a leader among his peers, and they loved having him in school and stuff like that. Well, there's a dark side to this guy, okay?
There's always dark sides to leaders. BTK was a church leader.
Yeah, and that's crazy.
John Wayne Gacy owned a bunch of KFCs.
Did he? I had no idea.
Or he worked at KFC.
Sounds like I knew he was a clown.
He asked for KFC on his deathbed.
Ew, that's disgusting. I'm sorry. Anyway, sorry for anyone who likes KFC. I haven't had this in like 10 years or so.
There's much better fried chickens than KFC, let's say.
But anyways, back to Drayton. So the first thing that came across was that he was using dating apps like Tinder and like Uber and stuff for like ride-sharing apps to prey on women.
I know you were going to say he was using Uber to date.
Oh, yeah, totally. Like
that's an interesting way. Oh, you met organically, but it's like he's like getting on all the girls to see go on a date with him.
He met this nurse, a 29-year-old nurse named Samantha Stewart in Queens, and he went on a date with her after meeting on Tinder, and he said that he remembers going back to her house. So her two brothers hadn't been able to get a hold of her for a couple days. And so her brothers went to her apartment and found her naked and strangled to death with her teeth knocked out. Like,
her poor brothers.
I know, it's so sad. And so, but what happened was whoever had done it, which we know now, Drayton, he had stolen her credit cards. And he bought a one-way ticket to Los Angeles. Apparently he wanted to be caught, is what he said. So fucking weird. And pretty much he said that he remembers going on a date with her and heading back to her home where he strangled her to death. But he said that he didn't want to do it, that the voices in his head were telling him that he needed to do it. But there's no medical history of him being
schizophrenic.
Yeah. So I don't know if that's true or not. I think that maybe he just really wanted to kill her. I don't know. So pretty much he bought a one-way ticket to Los Angeles after he murdered her. Pretty much when he got to Los Angeles, he used Uber and he drove around this girl. They hit it off in the car. When he got arrested in Los Angeles, they barged into her Hollywood apartment. She was pretty much, this girl was sexually assaulted. He had kept her there as prisoner for a couple days, like sexually assaulting her. Yeah, when they found him. And luckily she survived.
Okay, that was going to be my question.
But pretty much when he was arrested, he did tell people that he had killed before, that he's traveled all along the coast. But there's no evidence in that, so who knows what happened. But what really irritates me is that not only did he kill this girl, and he also was holding this other girl hostage, which he probably would have killed at the end of it if he hadn't gotten caught, but he was already arrested previously for choking out his ex-girlfriend.
Oh.
But then he got released. Like, his bail got dropped, and he was supposed to go and check in with his probation officer, and he missed a couple appointments. So it was just kind of like... Well,
and so they never, went and found him when he missed those appointments?
He missed at least, a month's worth, I think, of appointments.
Whoa.
And so that's when they started looking for him, and then this happened with, the nurse. And so, I mean, it just sucks because it's like, why was his bail even dropped? He, tried to choke out his ex-girlfriend. And so his ex-girlfriend pretty much said that he was a dream guy. They matched on a online dating site, of course, and they developed a normal relationship. But she answered a call from a woman who claimed to have met Drayton on a dating app as well. So they ended up breaking up. And so pretty much he's in jail now. So we're waiting for him to go through trial. He's pleading not guilty. So who knows what's going to happen. I don't know if he has mental issues. I mean, I feel like anyone who kills a person and rapes people have mental issues, but I think he's probably completely sane, at least. I don't know. But he's not a bad looking guy either. So that's kind of creepy. That's scary because, you never know. I mean, usually you think if a murderer or whatnot, he's going to look like a fucking creep. But, I mean, there's so many people.
Ted Bundy didn't look like a creep.
Ted Bundy was hot. I mean, I feel wrong saying it, but he was a hot dude. He was. And this guy's not bad looking. I mean, I wouldn't date him, but not bad looking.
You're a firefighter could be a murderer.
And that really sucked. I was so down for the firefighter. I was. But, then he tried to whip his dick out, and then I laughed at him. And I left. Oh, gosh. So, that's my, story, and hopefully people stop online dating because there's a lot of freaking weirdos out there.
Well, that was Sydnee Loofe and
Danueal Drayton.
Yeah, those were stories.
This is our first episode, you know, so be easy on us. It'll get better as soon. Hopefully. I just feel so super awkward just, like, talking.
I know. But it's funny because we would just tell these stories to each other anyway.
Yeah.
So maybe we just need to be secretly recorded.
Just record us all the time.
I could just have the computer recording all day and then look for good audio at the end.
Yeah.
All day, every week.
That'd be so much to go through. We can just assign your boyfriend to do it.
Oh, yeah. Well, no, I think you can cut out blank audio, like background audio, so it got a little bit easy.
Oh, yeah, and also, if you heard clanking earlier, her dog was just chowing down on food, so that was in the earlier part of the episode, so don't mind Bliss. He's old, and he needs his food.
Too bad he doesn't bark, because then we can have him say goodbye.
Say bye, Bliss.
Bye. That was my Bliss voice.
Yeah, so...
The end.
Have a great day, evening, whenever you're
Whatever
listening
day
to this.
we end up posting this.
Yeah,
too.
I don't know. See you next week.
Sayonara.